Fellas, I have, and I'm sure you have heard, women say nothing like a well-groomed man. I have the solution to meet your hair grooming needs. Next Level 2 Barbershop with 2 locations in the upstate. 1559 Lawrence Road, Greenville, South Carolina, and 261 West Butler Road, Malden, South Carolina. With operating hours 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Ladies, I didn't forget about you either. On staff, beautician available at the Malden location, as well as a loctician to meet all your lock and braiding needs. Before you step out, step in to one of the 2 locations and take your grooming to the next level.
Real fantasy.
My shit, your shit, our shit.
You could say a little, or you could say a lot. Dreams are what you ask for, real is what you got. Take a few shots with a queen on the line, a rose in the middle, with love on the side. It's all a vibe tonight. It's all a vibe tonight. Make sure
Real
you
Fantasy
tonight.
Podcast. Yo, it's your girl Victoria Rosa, and I got my co-host
Chantel Wilkins.
Yes, she is the tax queen. Anybody need their taxes done, small business, big business, personal, please hit up Chantel.
Yes.
She will get you in, get you done, and make sure that things are done correctly.
We also are giving out everybody that follows with us a free vacation
Ooh.
to one of 3 destinations that we have chosen, and they are between like 3 and 6 days. I know like Cancun, Mexico is 6 days, 5 nights.
Oh, seriously?
For real. Yeah. And the taxes is like the only thing you have to pay is the taxes, and they're about $188 for all 6 days.
I'm excited.
Yes. So make sure you guys come and follow with us.
Where can they come?
They can come to, you can do it virtually. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm able to serve, people that are working from home and that don't want to come out, and also people that would rather come into the facility. We're located on 200 Inman Road in Lyman. And then, like I said, you can also book your appointment and do everything completely virtual.
Yes.
And we your tax agent will get on the Zoom call and ask you your questions and file your tax return right there all over the phone.
Yes. So if you're actually working for a corporation, working from yourself, got a small business, this is the woman you want to come see.
Yes, we have an app for that.
Yes. What's the name of the app?
It's Taxes to Go.
Taxes to oh, I need to make a logo for that. Taxes to go. With that being said, give us some business tips.
So the business tip today, I wanted to talk about knowing your worth and your value. So a lot of small businesses, I feel that, during the pandemic, a lot of them have, kind of lowered their prices and kind of didn't feel, their value or as confident because of the slower, business. Mm-hmm. So just basically just understanding and, knowing that you are valuable, the information that you are giving out, these, people need, otherwise they wouldn't be reaching out to you. So just understanding and knowing, what you're worth and keep pushing.
I had, somebody did a scenario and he was saying like, people were asking how much should we charge? Mm-hmm. And he was saying, okay, he said, can you imagine having a Honda, right? Mm-hmm. We know Honda's is average price. He said, can you imagine a Honda trying to sell a car the price of a Ferrari? And they was like, no. He said, would you buy a luxury Honda that was worth the price of a Ferrari? And people was like, no. He said, you should always market your business high and have value, high value products. He said, now Teslas, they started off with what? $170,000 car. He said, crazy. And then they went down to the $50,000 cars. Mm-hmm. He said the difference is they started off with a high-paying luxury product and eventually trickled down to give discount prices and give lower amounts. He said, like Vera Wang, she's a fashion designer icon. Mm-hmm. she got her stuff in Target. But if she would have started in Target, do you think the rich people would have paid for her clothing line or her high fashion line if she started out in?
Of course not.
So that's why you got to make sure you know your worth. Start off with what you know you worth.
Absolutely.
And then if you want to do a discount or if you want to do customer appreciation, then you can drop your prices lower.
But let them know that what you're doing for them. You know what I'm saying? Like when you are dropping your prices. So if you are going to give them a discount, let them know like this is the value that I'm giving you, but I'm going to give you this discounted price because of this, or because you're a first time client to, increase your retention with your client. Because like if you're doing one product, like you really want that client to continue to come back and spend money with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's good to have long-term wealth than the short-term wealth.
Right.
So yeah, make sure you're like letting them know like
that that makes a lot of sense. And also I know in your business, people don't understand how much attention you put into things that they do for you. So when a customer, say I was a customer and I came in and I'm just like, hey, I need this, and you give me your quote.
A lot of people don't want to pay that. Don't want to pay the.
And I'm like, no, that's too much. But what they fail to realize is you have to go through their finances with a fine-tooth comb.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm paying for. That's what you should be paying for me to do this. So you should be willing to pay that price so we can get everything fixed, so you won't have to, on the back end, owe millions or thousands of dollars on something. They should.
But see, the way I look at it is like, if they're coming to you, why are they coming to you? Where do they come from?
Yeah.
And why are you not going back there? You know what I'm saying? So you came to me for a reason because my information is on the internet, so I'm pretty easy to be found.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, the structure of my business. So when you come to me and I identify your issue, it's my job to make sure that you're like with taxes and even with, like people saying, tax agents only do like data entry and they could do it with TurboTax. You know what I'm saying? Like tax agents, we do not just do freaking data entry. Like that is not it. Like, I mean, it does have some data entry, but we also are doing like tax planning and advising and making sure that you are getting all of your credits. And you can't just do that just doing data entry. So like people want to pay, $100, $150 to file a tax return, and you can't even get that done on TurboTax.
No, because they're charging like $400.
Right, and you're doing it yourself. So it's just crazy. That's why I said like, no, I just like some stuff you just have to make sure that, like I said, knowing your worth and knowing your value and what you're able to give to the client to improve their situation. Now, you know what I'm saying? Don't be saying that if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
And mess everything up.
Don't come to me. I had a situation where a client, she asked me, she said, hey, can you color my hair? I can't color your hair this week because I'm already booked up, but I could do it in 2 weeks. She comes back, her hair is colored. Her hair is fried. Completely fried. Can you fix this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. See, if you would have waited, because I know, and then that goes to say, like, if you have to do a reverse color or a custom color on somebody or have to go and do protein treatments, I know what I'm doing. That's why you pay this much. Or you too high. I can't afford that. You went to somebody else. You didn't want to wait, and I'm too high. Now your hair's messed up. Now you have to pay twice, 3 times what it is.
I don't believe that, it's too high. I believe that people pay for what they really want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if they feel that, we don't value, because people kind of smell that like, like an animal can smell fear. You know what I'm saying? So they know like when you don't feel confident in yourself, and people really do take advantage of those things. And that's why I said, like, us being, entrepreneurs, we have to make sure we keep that confidence, you know what I'm saying, and really understand our value, although we're going through like all of this stress with the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Because going through this pandemic and all in the business, you know what I'm saying, it's hard, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to stay like, oh, I got this, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to be able to make it through this, because sometimes you can't see on the other side of that stormy cloud. So you just gotta be like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen, but
we're gonna get it. We are gonna get it together. Yes. Make sure y'all know y'all value. But we do have the people that they prices are Ferrari prices, and you honey boo boo, you got a Ford Focus. your service is a Ford Focus. Like,
oh my!
I just had this conversation with my boyfriend. I'm like, and I'm talking about hairstylists. These hairstylists are paying. You have to pay a booking price, right? Mm-hmm. It's not going towards the service.
Wait, what?
So it's like a hold your slot. So deposit, you have to pay a deposit, $150 deposit, or a $50 deposit. That does not go towards your service.
That's
one,
crazy.
on top of that, you're doing this out of your house. Two, you don't have a cosmetology license.
Oh yeah.
Three,
wow.
and for the life of me, I cannot figure out how these stylists have the audacity.
Wow. What?
Like, now, I understand you do good work, but you also have to have, how can I put this? Morals behind everything you do.
Yeah. That's absolutely true.
That doesn't make sense. And then you charging this, and then, like, you're doing it at your home. First of all, they're not washing hairs anymore.
Yeah, so
Come in there braided, blow dry. Like, people getting their hair braided, they're talking about, oh, well, you're going to have to come with your hair washed, blow dry, and flat iron.
And you gonna charge me for this?
And then you
these
braid
hairdressers
like
at?
I never like these new school hairstylists. It doesn't make sense to me.
But that's the type of clientele that they want. And like, in order for you, and the way I feel that in order for you to be successful, you do have to position yourself to be successful.
Yeah.
And if you have a salon, then it makes more sense for you to charge more, because not only do we have to do my hair, but you also got this business to take care of.
You here getting a full service, but they in their homes charging this. Like, to me, those people are overcharging for underservice. And I don't get that.
So how much does it cost to get your hair done?
It depends on what you get. But now people are charging, okay, say for instance, you come in, I custom the wig, I color, style, put the wig on. Now, they're charging $1,600.
For what?
Just to put it on and have the wig. Not even color. It's just, and you're doing this out of your home.
$1,600?
Yeah. Yeah. I
don't know where y'all going.
I get it.
Is
but
that normal
what
price?
does it called? It's expensive. What is it called when you overprice for work that's not worth it?
I mean, I don't understand why you would pay $1,600 for something that's not worth it. Because I'm telling you right now, if I put $1,600 on my head and I walk out crazy,
a client that don't know anything about cosmetology, to me, that's ridiculous.
That's rape, pretty much.
You come to me, I have to wash your hair. First of all, I have to wash your hair and make sure that it's clean. You got to start off with healthy scalp, a healthy foundation before you do anything to it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hope y'all not paying them no fees.
Oh, it's
like
going
that,
down. People, yeah.
That is absurd. Like,
but it's worth it if the product is worth it and you are in a good place. But charging us out of your home, and then you talking about a deposit that doesn't go towards my service.
Yeah, I mean, I can see if you're in the beginning stages, you know what I'm saying, and you're building your business. But it's been about 3-4 years.
Even building your business, okay, if you start off that way. But to me, that's like raping your customers.
I mean, I get that. Like, but if it's, if it costs that much, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much does it cost? Like, so what is the profit then if they're charging $1,600? Does the hair cost a lot of money? Like, if it's virgin hair?
It depends. I can go and wholesale. I can get a 20-inch wig for $240. I can make a 200% profit just selling a wig.
200%?
I can. And when you... the hair business is a good industry to get into, because if you're selling products, a lot of products, if you're in a salon, a lot of products that you have and you can get, it's not open to the public.
That's right. Yeah.
So if I get something for $15, I could sell it for $30.
But you have to be licensed to get that, right?
Yeah.
So how they get it?
Because it's retail selling. They retail selling. So they they buying this and have to up it even more. And then Ulta, sometimes, Ulta, they sell Sephora, they sell like professional products too, but there's certain things that you can't get. But The hair business is a good industry to go
See, I would
into.
be
but-
scared because let me tell you, you used to do my hair, so you know.
Yeah,
Let me tell y'all, I used to mess up my when I
She come in there. I want my hair blonde. You sure?
Girl,
She like,
yes.
yes. Are you
Yes.
positive? And see, even back then, because again, I'm a color technician. So I'm like, are you sure we're gonna have to cut this? She's like, just color it. But I still didn't overprice it,
No, I never had an issue with that. No.
which I could have, but it was just like,
And then the good thing that I liked about her doing my hair is that she kept it healthy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that was her main concern, was making sure that it's healthy while she's lightening it. So make sure that you're...
I'm like, come back in a month and a half and we'll do some more folds.
And that's important. You want to always make sure, your stylist is, cares about your well-being and what your hair looks like. You know what I'm saying? And that lets you know that you absolutely love what you do. And it's not just for $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put your love and your passion, and you can tell that. You know what I'm saying? Because my hair was on fleek. Like, I really need my hair right now. I really need my hair done right now.
Come holler at me. I got you. You know what's yet. With that being said, y'all, we going back into it on a personal level. What is your value? Even on a financial state or the service that you're offering. You personally, what is your value? Now, I've seen a lot of things where people from different countries, women from different countries, were told not to date the African American man in the United States. So I'm listening. I'm like, okay, what's the reason you think they were told not to date the African American man? Because if you think women from Africa, women from India, they don't date the African American men that are here already. Why do you think so?
I don't know. I used to just think that, they just didn't like the interracial dating, because I'd be getting the side look sometimes because they don't.
But no, like, even women from Africa, if they come over here, they getting what? White men.
This is true because, I can't even say it, but I have a friend that is also married to a white lady, and he is from Africa.
Yeah. Even with, like, you see the women that comes from Nigeria and all that, they are dating men outside of African American, I guess, men outside of African American. They won't date black men. And the reason why she said was because black men do not protect the black woman.
What?
How do you feel about that? You're married, so I know your husband protects you with
What?
all means
10
and
toes
all mighty.
down. Hey, let me call him right now.
But do you see that commonly? Like, do you see the black man protecting the black woman?
I mean, I don't see it very often. I mean, I do feel that a lot of men have lost a lot of respect for women these days. So I do believe that we do have a lot of work to do into making sure, you know what I'm saying, that these young men are raised right. But I do see that they are
Right.
very disrespectful.
They are and don't have no respect for women in general. Not just saying African American women, but women in general.
Yeah, all genders, yeah. But all colors. But there are some good men.
And
some are out here.
I'm not going to downplay that at all, because we know it's a lot of good men. I have one. So it's a lot of good men down here, down south, up north. The south is where the great men are breeded. Just to throw that out
well,
there.
in the good places.
So I was listening to something, and this is about an Indian guy. An Indian guy comes to America. He's only dating African American women. Then he, I guess he was sowing his royal oats. Am I saying that?
Yes, I don't believe in that.
He was out here experiencing life, living life, but he loved black women. But eventually he ended up marrying a woman from his country, an Indian woman. So they asked him, they said, hey, you only dated African American women here. Why didn't you marry an African American woman? And his outcome was, he said that African American women are playthings, and that's what they used for. playthings, and that's what they're used for. They sexually expose, they're sexually explicit, they expose themselves to sex, and that's what he enjoyed. But he respect the Indian woman because she's protected. A black woman here, black cis here in America is not protected by our men. So we easy access.
So do you think that that's because of the way they dress? Because, I ain't never seen no Indian girl, like, half dress. Have you?
Never.
Me neither. They always be fully covered. You know what I'm saying?
But that's taught by generations. Their dad, their grandma, their mom, they taught to cover. And that's not what we are taught here.
You're right.
Everything is sexual here.
This is true. Because, I've worked in a lot of big corporations. And I will tell you that... you guys Germans have no filter.
Yeah,
I love you guys, but they have no filter.
I met a lot of them when I worked down in Spartanburg at BMW.
Oh yes, they are there heavy, but they will straight up tell you that our school curriculum is very like uneducated.
Yeah,
and I was like, what do y'all be learning?
But you could think because they come from Germany, they're like 18.
And they're
over here, engineers over here working for
Absolutely.
BMW. Yeah, like we would go drink off of Pelham Road at that little pub. They can drink. We'll go drink at that little pub.
Oh yeah,
and you're like, you.
You was a baby.
Yeah, it's your baby. And in their culture, they drink young. They start off young. But
I started off. My grandma started me with some Zimas and some Skittles. Like. That was the best. You can't even find it. It doesn't even taste the same anymore.
What's it?
Oh, it's Zima. It was like a beer.
Disgusting. It tastes like
put Skittles in it. Yeah, I don't know if it tastes this way, but when I was younger,
it tastes like black licorice.
No, what kind of Zima are you getting?
What you talking about? The stuff in the green looking bottle?
No.
Oh,
it's a clear bottle. It has a blue wrap. You gotta try this year. I'm gonna have to buy a pack of Skittles.
We gotta get something.
Yes, my auntie got me drinking that when I was really young. She was like, "You want to try this, huh?" And I put some Skittles in it, and she was like, "What in the world?" But I don't even drink like that. Minus the wine, you guys.
So when Germans came down, were they attracted to African American women?
Yeah, my grandma only dated black men. I ain't never. My grandpa was white, but I only met him one time in my entire life.
Yeah. And
my mom, of course, dates black men. Like, none of my family, minus one auntie, dated a white man.
So what I'm talking about, it's not based everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's based like, well, that gives a different outtake. But, looking at it, it's a lot of people with dating African American men. Can I ask you this? Did your mom feel protected with your dad?
Yes, and I think that she absolutely did because my mom she done nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like my stepdad done everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I say everything for her. And I was just like, you are not handicapped. But for him, like he just, you know what I'm saying?
And that's my dad too. Like me being here in America, especially down south, that's what I see. Men that take care of their women. But it's such a stereotype about how we are and how the world sees us. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that, a lot of us women have been through a lot too, and they just don't feel that
it's worth it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They just don't deal with it. But that's where I say that we as women, because we have been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And men has disrespected us on every freaking level. You know what I'm saying? So I get the wall, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes and I know it's super hard, to let down your pride to be able to be on the same page as the person, you know what I'm saying? For you guys to be able to grow. And that way, you know what I'm saying? Even like with the male, I think that they deserve, gifts and stuff on the holidays too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that it's always all about the woman. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they deserve the same respect they give to us.
Yeah. So, well, I do. Let me get my southern accent on because I do love me a good gentleman. A gentleman that likes to, spoil his lady like my man do.
Yes, open the doors.
Yes, open the doors. Do a little courting. Take you out on a nice dinner. We like that in the South.
Ass and soap down pat.
Listen, we like that in the South. But is our world the way it is? Why is our world the way it is? Meaning United States. The states of United that have came together to make America.
I mean,
why?
I think a lot of us are a little confused on a lot of things that's been going on.
Me, honestly, I feel like the reason why United States is the way it is, and it goes back to you saying how the Indian women are covered up. The world is the way it is because the woman is the most disrespectful human being.
We are the most disrespectful?
No, disrespected.
Oh, I was like, oh.
No, know, women can get a little ratchet a little bit, but no, because that, like, I can't even think of his name, but his quote was, when you teaching a man, you teach an individual, but when you teaching a woman, you are teaching a nation.
Absolutely.
You are teaching a nation. So why aren't we being protected more here in America? All women, not just black women, all women. Why are we not being protected? Because we are birthing nations.
We have no respect. They have no respect in us.
And I'm not saying it because I'm far from a feminist. I love my man to be masculine. That's what I need for me. I need that we have a balance out of masculinity and feminine energy. It has to balance. It's like a yin and a yang.
Absolutely.
The truth and the lie. You know, it has to have a balance out. And I feel like we, as women, do need to be protected, but we also have to allow men to live in their masculine energy as well. You have to.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it's also been a war on masculinity in the United States. Like, look at all the agenda that they're pushing moving forward. Like, I don't want to be a masculine woman. I don't want to live in my masculine energy, even though we can. But it has to weigh out even. And with women becoming more masculine, it's overpowering the men for them to be them. What you feel about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do believe that, and that's why I say that it has to be, equal. Like, we as women have to know when to step down, especially if we have another man. If we have a man in our lives, you know what I'm saying? You have to know when it's time to, okay. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's our pride. And I know that a lot of us, it's really hard for us to do that. And in the beginning, it was hard for me. I ain't even know. I'm going to tell you, y'all, it was a struggle.
Listen, honey. Listen.
But you gotta try, though.
Listen, Linda, listen. It is hard because I realized I used to be that type of person that used to use my hands a lot.
When you talk.
Yeah, and be like, you ain't do it, And somebody had told me, and it wasn't a person I was dating. It was like, I'm going to call him an old head. Somebody that I respected because he, tell you about gang with men and how they were. He was like, listen, when you talk, you don't have to put your hands in a man's face to speak to him. He said that's disrespectful. Also, it shows disrespect that you don't have no respect for the man. I was like, I get it. So now I talk like this. So when I have attitude, mother,
Well, I
raised my voice.
I see your neck roll out the side of my...
Come on in here.
Well, you already know I got a problem then.
Right. But I'm trying to figure out what was the real agenda to the feminist era. What do you think the agenda was? Are you a feminist?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, yes, I am. I mean, I believe that we should...
Go ahead. It's okay.
So I believe that, like you said, I believe that we should be treated equally and that we have to learn how to pipe down sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that sometimes we need to be heard because I do believe that we are very good educators.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And we're able to, you know what I'm saying, teach other people to do the right thing.
Right.
So I think that it's important for us to be heard when things like this, you know, come about. But I do believe that we deserve equal rights either way.
Equal rights, meaning, of course, I believe as human nature, humanity is the right. It's the right thing to have equal rights. Meaning, but I feel like the feminist era had an agenda to separate the home, to cause conflict in the home. It's almost like enslavement of humanity, to me.
So for them to go to work, it causes conflict?
Not necessarily. I'm not saying that women shouldn't work. I'm not saying that at all, because I work. I mean, of course, I'm not saying that at all, but I believe that the agenda behind it was to separate and pin against feminine and masculine energy, the woman and the man, to separate the home, to a woman not being able to raise her child and teach her child morals, values, because now we have to work. And now we sending them to school with, again, agendas. It's almost like a damn prison. They get school at a desk, walking in a straight line, no windows in the classroom.
Yeah, all the walls look the same.
Yeah.
What is happening? Where is the artwork?
So I feel like, you know, I do believe that women should have the rights as a man, but also I believe that the agenda behind it was to benefit big corporations, to not be able to teach the values that we learned back when, of how to raise your kids as a village. Women were home, they were homeschooling their kids together, teaching them how to plant food, teaching them how to read, teaching them how to be respectful, teaching them, you know.
But it's still going on like that in other countries. It's just
I'm talking
America.
about-
Like,
yeah, it's America.
It's just fast paced. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just feel that. Because, I mean, like, even sometimes, like, I get lost in work and I'm, like, working and then I have to go get the kids from school and then I'm cooking dinner and then they're going to bed. It's, like, the same stuff every day. You know
That's
what
the
I'm
thing
saying?
is, too, like, I feel like us as women should be able to be home, to be able to help this next generation. Now, if you wanted to work, yeah. But the agenda behind the feminist movement was to separate everything. And we don't have that's completely lost. That's like, we don't have that no more. We don't have that at all. We don't have nothing. The reason why women were, we're gonna let these women come to work. Think about it. If you and your husband, if your husband was the only one working, he's the only one that's paying taxes. Now if we get everybody in the household to work, now kids can get jobs at 13. Everybody's paying taxes to the government and to these big corporations. That was to benefit them and more money. Now we have to send our kids to school because we out here working in the field or working in these big corporate jobs. Oh, that's more money for the government to teach your kids how to be a great worker.
Absolutely.
When we could have taught our kids morals, values, and what to do.
And how to run a business.
And how to do it on your own. So I think that what you think could happen if the women, because hell, Roe versus Wade, they say we can't have abortions anymore.
Yeah.
They say that if we get pregnant, what if all of us just decide to, hey, we're going to go and be home. We're going to take care of these kids.
We're going to strike.
Is that something you're willing to do?
I don't know, because you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be ready to quit. I quit today. I ain't coming into work. I'm not answering the phone.
So, like, if we was to do that, how do you think the system would be without women working?
Oh, it's going to be a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel that we do play a big role in a lot of the corporations and keeping things together. And even, like, with, you know, with being married, like, my husband, I stand behind my husband 110%. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he does come to me and, you know, talk about decisions or things that, you know, we might need to move on. And I know that even like with Barack Obama, I know he used to come back and talk to Michelle about the top secret things, you know what I'm saying, that maybe he should not have been telling, but it's just a wife and husband bond, you know what I'm saying? So
But what if-
we're getting, she's helping pretty much, you know.
So what if your focus was more on your family and your husband business and not focusing on, y'all business, because and your husband focusing on your husband, not focusing on big corporations or working. Do you think that we will be more successful?
Absolutely.
So
like, yes.
Let me ask you this, and I know this is a tough one. It's not going to be a tough one. What do you value more? Raising your kids or providing for your kids?
Raising your kids, because they're going, like, you have to provide for them either way.
Yeah.
But I feel that the memories and your time is nothing you can ever get back. You know what I'm saying? So like when it's like the world is raising your child, you know what I'm saying? Because you're sending them to school, you have no time. You know what I'm saying? Or TikTok, or, you know what I'm saying? So they learn so much stuff.
So why don't, like, that's the thing is, and I know it's tough for single moms because, you know, I know it's tough. But if we had the option to stop working and actually be a family and raise our kids to build the next generation as strong as we can, would people do it?
I think if they were given an opportunity, then I think that some of us would. But I think that because we have been kind of like, you know, repetitive and so used to automatically going to work, you know what I'm saying? Like even with me, like I have like a human alarm clock and I wake up every morning at 5, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm so used to always getting up because I've worked for so long, you know what I'm saying? And the same time, I was doing the same things over and over. So yeah, I really do believe that if women were given an opportunity that to, you know, be home and raise their children, I do believe that would be some of the.
And see, that's why I think that, like, if men, especially men in our culture, will protect the women like they should, they will feel comfortable being home and raising the kids, raising the next generation, raising, you know, the next doctors, lawyers, all of this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I would be a stay-at-home mom. I would have a whole fucking football team.
I don't know if I could be a stay-at-home mom because them kids be wrecking my nerves sometimes.
Listen, we'll be outside. I could do that. I can do it. I feel myself. Yeah, I think
if I was younger, now I think I'm a little older. Like,
I mean,
my
like,
patience, like it'd be this bit.
I mean, say, yeah, if it was happening, yeah, when you was a little younger, but now you kind of set in your ways. You go to work. Yeah, but if I would have started out, that was my goal. If I would have started out that way, I would have been a stay-at-home mom. I wanted the farm. I wanted cows. I wanted chickens. I wanted horses. I wanted acres. I wanted an 18-wheeler. That's what I wanted. I did not want to. Oh, yeah. Tractor trucks, all that.
See,
I wanted that. I never wanted to be a single mom raising kids by myself. I wanted to be the person that you came home, you had a cooked meal. We got the food from our farm. That's what I wanted. I wanted to have a football team.
Of kids?
Absolutely. I wanted kids on top of kids.
Oh, Lord.
But, you know, it didn't happen that way, so.
I did want a big family, and I do like the farm, you know what I'm saying, the farm idea. Because I have talked to my husband about, you know, I don't know how long I would make it or I would survive, but my husband's a little country, so I do believe he'll be able to assist me.
No, once you get used to it, once you out there just with nature, it just comes naturally. Like, you lose time. It's no time there, and you just enjoying it. So it doesn't seem like you're working. Like, being able to go out there. My grandma had a little farm in her backyard. We had tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, zucchini. She had the milkman. No lie, my grandma had the milkman delivering milk from. Yeah, and we used to go to Union and get cut meat from, like, live cattle. Like, the
meat market. Like,
yeah.
The meat market. Okay, yeah, I do. I didn't know they were still delivering milk like that.
I said used to. Now, you know.
Okay, well.
Look up there. No, like, but I was, like, people didn't get milk delivered, but my grandma had her milk delivered. Yeah, fresh eggs. They have a basket.
Have some fresh eggs. They are the bomb. Like, you ain't tasted an egg until you had one fresh off the farm.
Muscadine plant. She had muscadines. It was great. See, that's what country girls do. We know how to cook and all of that.
I mean, I can cook it, but I will try the farm. I told my husband I want some goats.
Goats.
I heard they were really bad.
Goats are bad, but they're good for, like, if you have the dispose of stuff.
For them to eat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because they eat all the trash and stuff.
And pigs, too.
They eat pigs?
Pigs eat the trash.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, hold on.
No, goats don't eat pigs. No, a pig will probably eat
yeah, because they eat anything. Lord Jesus.
That's why we're not supposed to be eating pig. We're not supposed to be eating animals at all. But
I thought it was any animal that had hooved feet. Maybe.
My theory is we're not supposed to be eating meat at all. We don't have the teeth.
Have you heard about the fake meat they were making?
What?
Oh my gosh. We were watching, I don't think it was on the news or something, but this was off topic of our stuff. But they, because they're trying to make robots take us out of work. Yeah. Basically. And like this
and then
girl,
we get to go home and raise our kids like we're supposed to.
Yeah, but we won't be able to provide for them because they're taking the jobs. And like these people are just like, and the guy straight said was like, well, what about the people and humanity when you take their jobs away? And she was just like, I don't know. Like straight on TV. Yeah. And I was just like, what? And then they're making synthetic meat that looks and tastes just like meat.
So is it, what do you mean synthetic? Is
like they're making it in a lab, in a petri dish.
Is it like grown? I know it's genetically modified, so they grow the meat. So basically, the meat is a living organism, right?
Yes, they take it from a living animal.
And then they put that I heard that, and I seen a study on. They said something about. I think it was like 6 years ago. 6 years ago, KFC had that with chicken. They didn't have no head, but they. Yeah.
What you mean? They didn't have a head?
Like it was their body that had blood flowing through it, but
so how did they walk that way? See, that's some creepy stuff. No,
yeah.
That is not what you're supposed to be eating.
We're supposed to be eating fruit.
Yes.
We are supposed to be eating fruit.
I need to do better.
Everything is taken from us. Like, everything is inhumane. We don't have anything natural. All the trees that we see around here are male trees. Why not? Why they're not bearing fruit? Why are we paying for things that grow naturally out of the ground and water that's natural? Why?
Yeah.
Anywho, enough about that, because that's a sensitive subject for me. That makes me sad. I just wish we'll talk about that next time. My question is, and I can't wait to get on this topic: should she be held accountable? Should she? Now I know this is a touchy topic because we do have situations where men are absolutely taking advantage of young girls, like that case they had where the judge allowed the rapist to get custody of his child after the rape victim didn't want it to happen. Did you hear about that? Yeah, so he raped this girl, and the judge allowed the custody for the rape victim. Yeah.
Wow. See.
Yeah,
I can't
I raped you, but it's my child, and that goes in back to
that's crazy.
Roe versus Wade. But this is a whole completely different situation. So, do you think it's a lot of young girls who look grown, look like full grown women, but me and you can tell once you have a conversation with a young girl, hey, she has to be a child. This can't be. You got the aesthetics of a grown woman, but you have to be a child. But some cases is like, should a teenage girl be held accountable if she is the one that's the predator towards the man? She pursuing him. Say, for instance, a girl in high school, 14, 15, senior, junior, 15. And she's attracted to a teacher. Now, sometimes, what is it? Some teachers be, 26, 27?
And they be young. My niece is 22 and she was the teacher.
So she making passes at the teacher. I find you attractive. We should link up. Blase.
You need a whooping.
Making, but they're having sex in high school.
Oh, absolutely.
That's normal. So it's not like something that's, but she's making passes at this man, and the teacher's like, no, dismissing it, feeling a little uncomfortable. Then She turns around and fails the class. She fails the class, and this is a topic that I've seen too. She fails the class. She goes and tells the principal that he raped her. Should she be held accountable? Should she
Absolutely
get in trouble behind that? This man done lost his job. His reputation is ruined.
You ruined his whole life because you wasn't doing your homework
Yeah.
or passing your little quizzes. No. Yes, you need to be held accountable.
She need to be held accountable?
That is ridiculous.
Okay,
Like, come
so
on, man.
let's take this for instance. A girl, 14, she's looking like an adult, has an ID. She went and got a fake ID saying that she's 20. She meets a 22-year-old. She ends up getting pregnant because she told this man that she was 22. ID say she was 22. She ends up getting pregnant. Then they found out she was 14. Wow. Should she be held accountable?
Absolutely. Because for one, you already went in with bad intentions. Why do you have a fake ID?
So is it the adolescent mindset that she don't know? Because a lot of people, she's just a kid. You can't fault her. No, if you went and made an ID, your intentions was to get mixed up or do this to an older man.
Absolutely. And you are in places you shouldn't be with an ID saying you're 21.
So should he get charged with rape? Because technically by law, you being 22 and she's 14, that's rape.
Right, but she lied to him. That's what I'm saying. But I just think that the men, of course, you really need to pay attention to these young girls and have those conversations with them, and not to just do it on the first night that you meet them, because that's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And if you're drinking, then you need to wait till tomorrow and have a conversation again with them tomorrow.
So, but you think it's okay that the man should be charged?
I don't think that he should be charged, because I don't think that he should be held at fault if he did not know. You know what I'm saying? I really think that the child needs to be charged because she intendedly, she done this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You deliberately got this ID. You deliberately, did she get pregnant the first time or something?
No, they were messing around. Okay. But when she got pregnant, it was like, I'm 14.
Yeah, and then he should have known by then. That don't make no doggone sense. You should have done some background checks. You should have.
But if you got an ID, this your ID? We going in clubs. Who is the thing? Oh, this is a child.
Her parents let her out.
In a lot of situations, sometimes
that's mistake number one.
You have parents that, say for nurses, if they're single moms and they're nurses, and they have to work a third shift, and my 14-year-old is supposed to be responsible enough to stay home by herself, shit like that can really happen.
Yeah. I understand, if you're a single mother and there's no other way to get somebody else to help you with your child. But
you could be asleep in your bed.
See, that means you ain't put the fear of God in them children. Because let me catch mine sneaking out the window. You know what I'm saying? Mine had snuck out the window, I ain't even gonna lie. But it was the downstairs side window, and she had her siblings cover up for her, and they was down, y'all.
They had to pause for the coast.
What in the? I said we are not working together like this.
Say for instance, if that happened to your child, and your child actually had a fake ID and told this person that she was, would you seek legal charges or press charges on this man?
I wouldn't seek legal charges on the man, but I'm gonna get her some help. We gotta have a conversation, because if you doing stuff like this, you are ruining people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Because you're lying, and that's not being a real woman. You know what I'm saying? You gotta teach your daughter, and understand that we work. You know what I'm saying? And that we work a lot to be able to provide. But I think that as a parent, we still have to make sure we're taking out that time to educate our children.
That's why we need to stay
home
children with our kids. And
you know what I'm saying? And I understand, but everybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? But I am giving people opportunities to file taxes straight from home, so you don't have to come in. I will train you everything. But you got to take that time out, because it's important. You know what I'm saying? Being a parent is not just providing.
Right.
You have to educate, mold your child, because what they're lacking, they're going to go outside and find.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure you're trying to cover, because being a parent is hard. It's a big, huge responsibility. You are raising and molding these little bitty minds, you know what I'm saying?
These little bitty humans into full grown humans, and then you're like, hey.
To make their own decisions, you know what I'm saying? And what I was always told is that you always come back to what you know. So although your child might be defiant or acting out or whatever, as long as you instill the right things in them, they're always going to revert back, you know what I'm saying, to what they know. So it's just important to talk to them, you know what I'm saying, have a conversation. Like, even if you got to request a day off, you know what I'm saying, put that PTO time. I'm spending the time with my kids today. We're going to have a conversation. How is school going? What is going on in your life?
Yes.
What's the cute boys you talking to? Even though I don't want to know, I might flip.
Listen,
But,
talk to me.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
It's a thin line though, because I have to make sure my kids understand, like, you can talk to me about things. My main things is, do not lie to me. If you done something wrong, please tell me so I can explain to you what you done wrong to avoid it again. When you lie to me and I know that you lying to me, that makes the situation way worse. But if my kids, I want them to talk to me, but that's that line where I am your mama, not your friend.
That's right. Let me get correct. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm your mama, not your friend. But like when I was younger, I wasn't able to talk to my mom. I wasn't able to have a conversation with my mom to express how I felt, because that was being disrespectful and being defiant. I wasn't able to talk about boys or talk about men or talk about any of that, because she put the fear in God in me. And I would never want that to, deflect on my kids or reflect on my kids.
Absolutely.
So I don't whoop my kids. I do yell. No, I take that back. I do whoop my kids, but not like my mama used to whoop me.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
My kids don't understand. Please, thank you, and do this.
Gentle parenting.
They don't.
They say do the gentle parenting.
My kids will. Like my sister and I was talking today, and she said, "You need to put your kids in the corner." I said, "Cadence, go to the corner." She said, "What?" She said, I'll have to smell my own breath in the corner. And I said, this is horrible. See, this is not going to work on none of my kids.
I'm learning. Take that damn phone. They be like,
yes.
You need me to clean? You want me to help you cook? When can I get my phone back? Not today, buddy.
Well,
not today.
Maybe when I'm in a better mood tomorrow. Let me see how clean everything is.
Right. But to have these conversations with your kids about not going out and ruining somebody else's life because of your actions, that conversation has to be taught and be said. But how do you have that conversation?
I mean, like, being involved, you know what I'm saying? Like, being involved in trying to be involved in their lives, you know what I'm saying? Because if they are out there doing that as a young lady, obviously she's looking for something. There's something missing, you know what I'm saying? There is a deeper underlying issue that I think that as a parent, sometimes we have to make sure we're paying attention to. Yeah. Because I know working 24/7 or even running your own business, some of that can kind of get lost because you're focused on, doing something else. But you also have to be like, okay, let me pause because I got this creation that is needing me to nurture and to raise, you know what I'm saying? And they need that guidance, you know what I'm saying? Yes. And they're doing that for some type of attention. Like, what do you need from me? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got, like, parents just don't know how much it means to the child just for you to take out 5 or 10 minutes or an hour of your day just to listen to their, I think, unnecessary problem. Like,
right.
what? She did what, girl? That's crazy.
Julie said what? And she puts it in the, I'm like,
yes. Who got in a fight? Like, girl, who get in a fight in 4th grade? They do that now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I could tell, like, when my kids get out of school, they telling me stuff. And, hey, Madison's supposed to send me a video. Such and such got into a fight in the cafeteria. Yes. I said, y'all kids is fighting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even with
not
my
me,
little young one,
I don't get in no trouble.
That's how mine is. She just be telling, but but I promise you, it's like I know these little kids, and I've never even met them. Like, and I'm just like, dang.
Mason is the main one my daughter talks about. Mason, he's probably not gonna hear this, but Mason is a trip. I done heard a lot about Mason.
Oh my.
Mason, just chill out. So we're going to go into sports and entertainment. Your entertainment. My entertainment. Y'all, this is funny. I don't know too much about sports, but I talk about what I do know. So we have 3 men, right? 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to name the men. I need you to tell me what they have in common. I have Tom Brady. Brett Favre, and Michael Vick. What do all of them have in common?
They're criminals.
There are NFL quarterbacks on top of being a criminal. Hold on. What's one thing? What's one thing that they don't have in common?
What do they not have in common?
I'm gonna say it again. Tom Brady, Brett Favre, and Michael Vick. Only one of them went to jail.
Oh. What? How did I not know that? Like,
okay, let me stop, y'all. Y'all be
right.
extra.
Michael
Yes,
Vick.
Michael Vick.
Well,
So-
he's not poor because what he done was wrong, and I don't support
about
that.
dog fighting.
Girl, no, that I know.
I feel like it's wrong for people to be enslaved in jail and working for pennies.
I think that's wrong too. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's wrong, and it needs to be addressed in her. And I don't agree.
I don't feel like he should have went to jail for dog fighting, but that's my opinion. I don't want you animal lovers to come out here and like kill me because they're in me. Because I love the animals too, but I just don't feel like that was worth him going to jail for.
How long did he get?
I think it was 24 months, if I'm not mistaken. I
So he
can't
done
remember.
the whole 24 months?
I don't know. 22 or 24. I don't know. But we're going to talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady got a PPP loan for $1 million. Can I get some money?
Let me hold a few coins. You know what
Can
I'm
I
saying?
get? And this man is worth $250 million.
That's
How was he
absurd.
eligible to get that?
I don't even know how he was eligible because something in the milk ain't clean.
And listen, Brett Favre received federal funding that's supposed to have been for low income people on welfare in Mississippi. What was it? They said $77 million.
Yes, like so he taking money and food out of, you know what I'm saying, our mouths to fund a volleyball team. Are you kidding me?
And yeah, he gave $5 million to his daughter volleyball
That
team.
is absurd. That's
Yeah.
absurd. Like, come on, man. Like,
And-
you couldn't have done anything else better with your money.
And old Michael Vick had to pay $1 million.
$1 million, and he had to go to prison. Come on, man.
$1 million. Okay, y'all know we did wrong for that, but that is your sports and entertainment segment.
Yes, that's
Listen,
the best part of
Are we getting into this last segment? Do you want to talk about this? Wait a minute. I
Yeah.
got this for y'all.
This right here
because
just threw me for a loop, y'all.
y'all need to
I gotta
understand
drink
this,
to
right? Y'all want to hear this shit? Listen. Y'all, listen.
This shit can't be real.
Go ahead. You got to talk about it.
So, yes.
We ain't gonna talk about it. We'll talk about that on this episode. So y'all stay tuned because we got some good shit to talk about. What y'all been drinking and what y'all been eating, and
Yes. Y'all, you got to make sure you tune into the
Make
next
sure.
podcast because this stuff that we discover about the stuff that you guys are putting, not you, but me too, because I was guilty of it today, y'all. And I promise you, I won't never do this again.
I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying?
it.
Like, and I
like
think
it
my
too.
stomach was hurting on the side. I was like, hold up now. I don't feel too good.
Yes, but thank you guys for tuning in to Real Fantasy Podcast on I Say Podcast Network. Again, it's your girl Victoria Rosa,
And Chantel Wilkins.
and tune in Monday, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. Episode 10 will be dropping. We love you guys, and we are out.
Real fantasy.
Real Fantasy Podcast.
You could say a little, or you could say a lot. Dreams are what you ask for, real is what you got. Take a few shots with a queen on a line, a rose in the middle, with love on the side. It's all a vibe tonight. It's all a
Real
vibe
Fantasy Podcast.
tonight. Make sure you tune
My
in
shit,
tonight.
your shit, our shit.